Welcome to the Circle of Grace 1. I'm your host, Chief Principal Teacher and Founder, Bishop Francis Revels-Bey. And of course, this is July 1st, 2012. This is the eve of our 13th anniversary of being here, existing on the planet, and working as a Spiritual Metaphysical Ministry on Mother Gaia, planet Earth, as we say, in this Milky Way galaxy. Well, of course, the Circle of Grace 1 was founded on July 2nd, 1999 AD, under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence. And of course, I am the host, Chief Principal Teacher and Founder, Bishop Francis Revels-Bey. And on February the 7th, 2009, we gave birth to his very own spiritual and metaphysical institute called the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance. So one of the things I want to do here before we get started, I want to make sure I have the right tools out. Excuse me. This is one of my pieces of selenite. This is like a selenite tower. I'm going to place this here in front of me to work with today. It is the keynote gemstone for the Circle of Grace 1 through the Angel of Grace. Well, before we get started, I want to say welcome and divine grace greetings for all of you who will be viewing this either in its present format. Right now we're doing some pre-recordings of these shows because we have a lot of things going on. I've got my art back in place and it's functioning, and lots of people are requesting pictures, portraits, some of the interesting graphic art designs I've been doing. And so before I get started, I want to release an opening prayer here. Through divine power and by divine grace, may you feel that you are blessed and are being blessed even in this very moment. May you remember that God, the infinite splendor of divine light and sound, resides forever in you, and may this day and all other days to follow show you ways to prosper abundantly with better health, wellness, joy, understanding, and you have infinite reams of divine guidance being presented and downloaded into you. May you function more on a daily basis with unconditional love while divine grace is here with you, and you're like riding on the wings, on the flow, in the currency of divine grace here and now. For again, this is our first Sunday of each month that the Circle of Grace 1 program is either done live or pre-recorded. Today I'm choosing pre-recorded because all of last couple of weeks I've been doing a lot of artwork under my Eye of the Spirit artwork, where I do old school drawing, which is with a writing pen, like I'll use like one of your famous writing pens that we used to use all the time, a Bic or a Papermate, and I would write with that pen, and I would not only write with it, but I've been sketching, doing old school sketching. I go down to my favorite place here near Old Town called the Q Bar, and I'm down there every Tuesday night for about 3 hours sketching the musicians live as they perform. A nice Brazilian, Latin, Cuban jazz group is there every quintet is there every Tuesday night, and then I go across the street to a Mexican restaurant and cafe and sketch some younger musicians jazz jamming, as I call it, for another 2 or 3 hours, and they've been playing outdoors in their patio, so I get to sit back in the patio and kind of relax a little bit and groove on the music rather than sketching all the time, whereas in the Q Bar Hotel there I could sit back and with more lighting and sketch. But I've been doing a lot of work and putting my print color prints that I do here on my laptop software and producing more and turning those into prints. So before I get started any further with this, because we're going to talk a bit about numerology in our format. Usually in the first month I have the 12 grace gems, which is the numerological messages for each one of the 12 sun signs, and of course I give you something about 2012, and in each segment, each sun sign solar energy that we're in that's governing, we go through. So for instance, this entire year, there's more and more information being put out there for Gemini-born people, Virgo-born people, and also people born in the fifth sign of the zodiac, which is Leo. And then I walk through all the other signs together. And then I also go into the grace keys of remembrance and a special meditation for the month, Creative Pathwork, original meditations that I do. And this one is going to revolve around the essence of the number 13, because tomorrow, July the 2nd, 2012, the Circle Grace 1 is 13 years old. And that's a power number. It's not a number of negativity like you keep seeing out there on the internet. What has happened is sometimes people are taking what's positive and flip it around and use it in a negative way. And so that doesn't mean that it's negative. It's like your car is not negative, but if you don't know how to drive your car and you decide to use your car as a weapon of destruction, it's not the car. It's the person who's driving the car. So the numbers aren't negative. The stars aren't negative. It's how you use them and the intention that you have in using them. So you can be constructive or destructive. And so if you'd like to be in touch with me, you can simply email me at that's I, the letter A, the letter M, all lowercase, then a dot, which is a period. Then you type in CIRCLEOFGRACE and then the figure for the number 1. So that's iam.circleofgrace1@yahoo.com, or you can write me at Bishop Francis at circleofgrace with the number 1 at the end .net. And here's a third email address, because sometimes people don't have, maybe can't remember Yahoo or Bishop Francis at circleofgrace1.net. You can also type in iam.circleofgrace1@gmail. That's the letter G. Mail, mail.com. So iam.circleofgrace1@yahoo.com, iam.circleofgrace1@gmail.com, as well as Bishop Francis at circleofgrace1.net. Any one of those three, I'll contact you. You might have a question or a comment about today's program. This is live webcast number 188, and you might be interested in the vibration of 188. You might have some information about yourself, something you want to know about yourself. Now, I do this where there's a monetary value connected, but for people who are watching this program, maybe you might have saw one of my good friends, Don Bernard Jr., interview me about the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, and the 5s, which are in his YouTube channel. Maybe you saw me there, or we were talking about 10-10-10 one time. So maybe you saw it there, or if you go to if you go to youtube.com/Circle of Grace with the number 1 at the end, it's capital C, then lowercase IRCLEOF, capital G, lowercase RACE with the number 1 at the end. It'll take you to my channel where you can watch this particular program right there. And so we're utilizing all that we can so that you can receive this information. When I say we, that is the divine sustenance, the divine source that's in all of us, that allows us to not only receive the source directly, but to resource. Just like when you go to gas up your car, you got to put fuel in. If you're using diesel fuel, you're using premium, and you're using regular, you got to put the appropriate fuel, appropriate gas into your gas tank, right? So when you're doing that, you're resourcing, you're going back to a source, repeating that which you need so that your car can get you to the next destination. Just like you resource it and clean it out, resource the transmission. You clean out the oil, you resource it with new oil. So you same thing with your body. You resource yourself with new food, new ways of eating, new exercise programs. So you're doing all that you need to do to maintain wellness and balance in your life, and that's what it's about. These programs are about balance, about understanding, having more wisdom, more knowledge bestowed upon you, either through the information that I'm giving you, or perhaps something that I say here triggers something in you, where you begin to pray and meditate upon what's in you to bring out the energy of creativity in you. So, if you'd like to call me, you can Skype me. I'm on Skype. My special Skype internet number is 973-685-5978. Or you can call my other number, which runs 24/7. You can listen to 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can listen to as many times as you want. You can call 505-717-4722. You dial 505-717-4722. You'll hear a special spiritual meditational decree. It lasts almost 2 minutes, but it will bless you in a way that will assist you either at the moment or in the moments coming up in your life. And then right after it's over, you can leave a message, and I'll be able to retrieve that message. If you're going to leave your phone number, leave your 10-digit phone number. That means your area code number, 3-digit area code, your exchange number, 3-digit exchange number, then the 4 numbers that follow. That's for all of you that have those regular landlines or mobile lines. And remember, these lines, when you call them, are specifically pertaining to information with the Circle Grace 1. In other words, you're seeking information for yourself to uplift yourself through meditations, affirmations, prayers, decrees, through the use of the key to life is numerology and the power of numbers, through also colors, crystal energetic wellness, healing. So you're seeking assistance. That's what this is for. Or maybe you want to get some information about Eye of the Spirit, my artwork. In the future, I'm going to put something up on my CircleGrace1.net about Eye of the Spirit. And I have another website, CircleGrace1.org. When things move a little faster, I'm going to initiate that one, and you'll be able to see some of my artwork there. There is a Friends directory, Spiritual Friends of the Circle Grace 1 directory at CircleGrace1.net, and you can go in there and get links to other individuals like Reverend Maria DeAndrea. She has something to offer on her website at www.mariadeandrea.com. Or you could go look at Reverend Barbara Dominic, and she has something at www.sanctuaryofdivinelight.com. I believe that's her web link. Or you can go to the Henna Goddess, www.hennagoddess.com. You'll see it there, and you can get information about Reverend Rhonda Chowdhury. And she has some deep information, especially for any of you who are into goddess energy work and goddess, or how to be a better goddess, how to bring out your goddess energy. Well, Reverend Rhonda is the goddess of the goddesses here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and she runs a lot of circle work for goddess energy training. And I suggest that you get together with a goddess. I know one is Reverend Rhonda Chowdhury, and you'd love to hear about her work and go to her website. All right, so those are the commercials, and now let's get to today's program. Well, this is the 13th anniversary of the Circle Grace 1. This is the eve of it. It starts tomorrow. All right, and the Circle Grace 1 is all about a spiritual and a metaphysical ministry. What does that mean? It's here to let you know, to remind you of the awareness of the light that you have within you, the light that's in your soul consciousness, the light that has been inhibiting you in your soul for eons, beyond man-made time. So it allows you to have a greater sense of value and self-worth. It allows you to be blessed on a moment-to-moment basis with divine grace. Now, grace, divine grace, in which way we mean it, is divine intervention. You don't have to be the greatest master in the world to receive grace. You may not even, in human standards, deserve it, in human consciousness. But grace, through the mercy of creation, the mercy of divine creation, you get to be blessed with grace in your life so that your life can move forward. And so the Circle of Grace 1 is all about moving forward with where you find yourself. How to disconnect from past thinking. How to release old data that's with you that you no longer need, and how to embrace where you want to go. How to create that for yourself. And so it's my deepest hope, my deepest desire, that whatever you hear in this webcast number 188 will bless you right at the moment that you get it. Take notes of the things you hear me talk about here. The key to life is numerology and the power of numbers, as I walk you through the meaning of that today, in this year, at this season, this time, this particular cycle. So we're in a universal year 2012. Sometimes we pronounce it 2012. Now I know in universal numerology that's being utilized, cosmic numerology if you want to call it, divine numerology, people are just looking at the last two digits on the end of the year as a key in which to work with. But this is what I want to interject. Now you can use numerology any way you want. You can just use the last two digits or just a single digit at the end to describe what's going on in your life. But if we're going to keep saying 2012, if we're going to keep saying 2012 or 2013 or 2000 or 1988, don't you say two other numbers first before you say the other two? Yes. The two numbers you say first are the constant number, the number that's constantly pulling all the other numbers through. So we say 2012 or 2012 or 2012. We don't say 201 then 2. And when you write out the year, you just don't write 12. Because which 12 are you writing about? Are you writing about 1812, 1612, 2012 BC? Which 12 are you talking about? The 12 inside of the 2012. In the millennium of 2000, all the way up to 2099. That's the 12 that you're talking about. So in my numerology classes, I always want to bring that out. That we say 2012 or 2000, but we say 2012. 20 is a key factor. 20 in numerology represents Pluto. Pluto is the double octave of Mars. So that means we're going to explode in 2000 to 2999. We're exploding or stepping in or leaping in to a new consciousness. And we are doing it with trust, greater trust, and greater faith, which means confidence. We are exploring new ways to live. We're doing that moment to moment now. We're realizing it's about rejuvenation, turning the little dials within the cells, within the cellular memory, turning on newfound light inside of our cells, new sounds inside of our cells, new colors inside of our cells. Everything is happening from the inside out. So we have to learn how to go within. We go within through the power, through the journey of meditation. That's how you go within. And you begin to settle on the inside and feel it from the inside. So here we are, 2012 universally, which is a 32 3 plus 2 is 5. This is all about how we go about handling or making changes. When we talk about handling, how you digest the change when it comes up. Change didn't just happen out of the clear blue sky. Change has been happening all the time before in very subtle flows, subtle energy flows, subtle patterns. It's like people are at a job and say, wow, I didn't know this change was coming up. They just seem to drop this out of the blue sky on us. They're changing, going to downsize a department, or they're going to delete a department. Well, no. It didn't just happen like that. There's a series, there's a pattern of energy and events that go words, expressions that have been happening for some time. And either you acknowledged it, was aware of something changing, then acknowledged that you were aware, and then began to remember and began to figure out the puzzle ahead of time. So that you're not worried. Just know that there's some changes happening in very subtle ways. Then when the major change or shift happened, it wouldn't knock you off your feet because you knew that there was something going on from before. And this is what we want to be aware of. We want to be aware of, that there's always something else going on. Something behind the scenes, as people like to say. Some subliminal things happening. Some subtle energies happening. So we want to become like aboriginals here. We want to become like, almost like the animal kingdom, plant kingdom, mineral. We want to sense very subtle changes going on and stay in tune with that. That way we can then better, I'm going to say, better diagnose what is going on around ourselves. So, it's all about making changes and handling, digesting the change in our lives. That's what Universal Year 2012 is all about. Meditation is the key facilitator in making your life easier. So if you are aware of something, then you can meditate upon it. You're not going to think about it. You're going to drop into the heart, into the zone of feeling and sensing it. Then you can think about it later. You want to feel it first. You want to sense it, then feel it. Then think about it, then act. Not react, act. See, if you're just reacting to something, you're not in control of you, of what you're sensing and what you're feeling. You're responding because you have the ability to respond, but you're reacting, you're repeating an action instead of making the action original, you see. And the only time you have to repeat something is when something works well, then you can keep repeating it, you see, or building upon it. You want to take the meditation and use it daily. It's just like deep breathing. Deep breathing helps you to what? Access the oxygen in the air and use it. It's being utilized anyway because it's happening almost involuntarily. But you can become voluntarily aware. I mean, you can willfully put it into motion. So you want to allow yourself to flow in a way that things are moving with you. Now, when you're doing this, this is energy that you're working with. Energy that comes into your life, that works through your life, that can move you, clear you physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, all parts of your life. Now 20 is telling you that we're here to transform ourselves, change our form, go beyond our form, move through form by renewing the way that we receive energy, the way that we embrace energy. the way that we work. And when I'm talking energy, I'm talking chi, C-H-I, or ki, K-I, or prana, P-R-A-N-A, or just spirit, electromagnetic energy. So you're here to relearn it as well as rediscover it, as well as discover it. How to harness the energy. If you study yoga, you learn how to harness energy. You study martial arts, internal martial arts like Tai Chi Chuan, Xing, Bakwa, or Bagua. You learn all of this, or Southern style Kung Fu, or Northern style Kung Fu, or Karate. Whatever you study, or Jiu-Jitsu, or Sunuka-Zuru, whatever it is that you find yourself studying, teaches you how to build the body, how to rebuild the body to make it stronger, how to harness the chi, how to gather it and harness it, and then issue it, as well as embrace it when it's coming to you. This is a process that is happening all the time. It's happening all the time. This is why that number 13 is not negative. 13 is a death and a rebirth, but all for positivity. It means you can dissolve something that you no longer need, that you might assume to be negative or could be negative, but it's not for you because you're dissolving your attachment to it. You what? Detach. And you stay in the moment to receive, to filter through things. So, that year 2012, we say 21st, so we say transform first. Renew the energy within ourselves first. Then 12. Now 12 is what? 12 means you're destined to evolve and elevate yourself. That's what's going on. You're destined. In other words, it's like fate. But you're a part of the fate. So it's just not happening all kind of ways that you can't recognize it. It's happening rhythmically. And even if it appears to be no rhythm at all, no rhythm is still a rhythm. Because you'll find pockets of no rhythm happening, and that sets the pattern up, which then becomes a rhythm. And either you're doing or you're not doing it from moment to moment. See, that's what 12 tells you. Either you've come the full cycle, either of doing and you get to a point of not doing, or building up and then dissolving, regenerating or degenerating, activating or deactivating, materializing or dematerializing. But that's the nature of the energy. Appearing and not appearing, being and not being, becoming and not becoming. Everything is a process all unto itself, and you have to figure out the process, realize you're a part of the process, perhaps, part of the rhythm, part of the cycle. So, this is what you want to do. That 2012, so you want to have the freedom to change, the freedom to communicate a change. By doing so, this enhances you moment to moment from what you choose to program yourself with day to day and night to night. This is the big thing about the 2012 that we're in. It's getting out of one old program, changing the channel to a new program. You turn on the TV and you have your channel. You have an avenue, a conduit of energy giving you a program. You're switching from one channel, one lane to the next to get that information. Life is a game. Here you are playing. You're a part of the game. You can be a part of it or not a part of it. You can sit on the sidelines and watch it first, before you get in, so you can understand it from the outside while you're looking in. But then you get a whole nother understanding when you're playing a game, while you get to meet up with various players in various conditions. You get to be in the element and feel it coming from all directions. You want to have the energy to do something, so you have to do something to increase your personal energy. It's all about how you move with the flow, with the current. Are you in the current motion? Are you in the moment, right at the present moment? Or are you riding behind the current? Or are you letting the current push you? Or are you operating out of fear and then you can't move? What you want to do is use your gifts every day. Don't fail to let the gifts remain idle. Use your gifts every day. Display them, but do it without being egotistical. In other words, present humility into everything that you're doing. Let humility be present. From humility is grace, and gratitude will be present. And self-forgiveness is present. And understanding is more present. And then knowledge comes forward, and then wisdom is gained. So you want to work on and do things without being egotistical, self-centered. Because whatever you're doing impacts everyone else. Whatever you're not doing impacts everyone else. Maybe when you're not doing something, maybe you're just to stand still and be an anchor for someone or some other opportunity that's presenting itself. As you help yourself, you help others. As you help others, you help yourself. As you bless someone with being supportive to them, so shall you be supportive. The blessing comes back and supports you. There's lots of things going on. So, 2012, 32.5 for the universal year right now. It's great for Gemini, Virgos, and Leos. This entire year, 2012. And people born on the 5th day of any month, or 14th or the 23rd, or people born in the birth year that adds to 5. Such as people born, it's just an example, it's not all birth dates, it's just those that add to 5 universally. 1958, 1967, 1976, 1985, 1994, 2003, and right now 2012. We can go further back in time. Your lives are all about handling and processing changes, which are another gift in your life. Changes are gifts in our lives. They're not there as hindrances. The change causes you to sometimes change gears, because maybe you might be moving too slow, you might be moving too fast, or you just might be standing there, accumulating energy or draining energy when you need to be in motion. Or sometimes you need to stand still to let energy drain into the spot that you are. In other words, replenish an area that you're at. You could have a change of heart, a change of mind, a change of directions, change of people in your lives. So what you want to be able to do is keep track of what's going on. Pay more attention. So that's what we want to do. This is Gemini, Virgo, and Leo, specifically, universally speaking, for the entire year. Pay attention to everything that's going on around you, because you'll be able to turn it into a plus for yourself. Geminis, you want to get beyond just talking. Get into the opportunity of networking more. Continue to network. Virgo, maintain your work ethics. Let others know how bright you are, how smart you are, how intelligent you are, how masterful you are. How, Virgo, this is your time to show your expertise. This is the summer. Continue to show your expertise. Other people depend on your expertise. Don't let them be codependent. They're just pulling on you. Show them. Teach them. Take them by the hand if you must. Leo. Now this is a big message for Leos. Change your message. Change your image that you release to the public. In other words, let people see even when you're quiet. Let people see. You have nothing to lose and all the more to gain. So as a Leo, you don't have to hide behind a shadow. You want to be where people can see you. You should consider a new path and a new teaching that you are following. But it's important, Leo, to get out of your own way. In other words, get out of your head, get out of your state of being the ego. And if you do this, what you'll find is that your ruts, the ruts that you're in, will be as smooth as silk. They'll straighten out. They won't be as bumpy. Now, if you're born on the 5th, the 14th, and the 23rd of any month, you have the power to adapt and adjust to changes as they occur. You'll make the changes. You'll make all the right changes for the light and for the highest good. And you'll be able to leave fear behind. So if you're born on the 5th, the 14th, and the 23rd, leave fear, leave doubt, leave illusions behind. Live without them. Live with total unconditional love. Share your wisdom, and especially what you understand. Understanding is the key for you right now. So let's look at the 12 grace gems. What are the 12 grace gems? There's 12 solar sun signs, birth signs. For Cancer, this is time to be what I would call a trailblazing pioneer. It's now the current moment where you find yourself, where you get to show who you are. You get to show what you have and do it for the next 60 to 90 days. You're born on the sign of Cancer. You've got a skill at work, or you're about to create a business, and you're ready to move forward. You've got the next 60 days for people to see what it's about. Maybe it's just the introductory level that you're putting out there. They need to see it clearly. Maybe you designed, you're a fashion designer. Maybe you need to wear the clothes that you've been designing. Maybe you got a new deal on shoes that you create. Maybe you need to wear the shoe so you can get the compliment. Wear the blouse, wear the slacks, wear the dress jacket. So wear the hat so people get to know you, can associate the images with you. We have an image, not so much about upholding the image. The image is really what you have acquired. Think of images. I am age. I am the age of what? The image is not just, it's not an imaginary thing. It's not a fantasy. It's a reality. So you want to become more of the principle, so the principle acts as a virtue in your life. You want to keep moving forward. That's important. You want to keep moving forward. So, Cancer, what you want to do is move forward by creating from this moment. Be the creative personality that you are. Leo, stop the worry and reposition yourself. There are a lot of Leos worrying about their position, or they're in a seat of stagnation, either in the business or relationship. See, Leo was accustomed to being out front, and now some Leos are in that thinking mode, that meditation mode, where they got to go deeper within themselves. But this is the time for Leo to be more forward than ever before. This is for Leo, those of you born in this 8th month, August, into this 5 universal year. This is something that's changing you. Where you have to be more in the public eye a little bit. Or you have to be more of an expert at what you do. Or maybe you got to do more research. In any event, whatever you're doing is going to assist you through change, make the shift easier. Because you're going to make certain changes, minor or major, with yourself. You're going to shift your awareness around. So be willing to teach new things to new people. Teach new things to new people. While you're reaching out, keep reaching out, keep expanding. Even if it means to work in a smaller setting, smaller group. But you got to do it with total faith, confidence, and trust. And most of all, whatever you're putting out there, Leo, you have to be living it too. You might be talking about a philosophy, a way of life. You must be a part of that way of life so other people can see it. But since Leo, like Aries and Sag, represents the ego self, you can't be egotistical about it. Even if you feel that you're going to be the top-notch leader at what you're doing, you can't be in the consciousness of the ego. You got to drop the ego. It's good to be aware of who you are and to have a lot of confidence, and it's good to be strong in that confidence, but not so much where you're overpowering the person who has to share the spotlight with you. Now, Virgo, take pride in yourself and boost up the energy of everyone who's around you. But in order to do that, you got to boost your energy up. You got to keep your energy high. You got to purify your energy fields. And then you got to keep building upon that. Now, there's going to be some times where you might slack up a little bit. You might slow down. You might eat something, overeat something. There might be something else when you get off the exercise program, but you don't have to beat up on yourself about it. You're not the only one. Professional athletes sometimes don't train all year long like they're supposed to, off the field, off the court, but they get back on it and they continue. So you might want to think like an athlete. If you stop a certain physical exercise program, as long as you're maintaining your remembrance, here and especially here, you will be able to have a faster recovery time. Why? Because the body has been placed on a higher frequency. Placed on a higher frequency, so that a higher movement, a scale of movement, so it allowed you to be able to step further in to your program and pick up everything else that was going on. So Virgo, you're going to boost your energy up, first with yourself, then your family, your friends, your co-workers, clients, bosses, you name it, employees, but boost your energy levels up higher first. Do lots of mentoring. Now this is important for Virgo. Do more mentoring. Let's say you only mentor one person, find another person. Maybe find 3 people, then you're mentoring 4 people. If you're mentoring 2 people, find 3 more and you're mentoring 5. If you're mentoring 3 people, find 3 more, now you're mentoring 6. But also be willing to be mentored. So a mentor is like a life coach, transformational life coach. There's all kind of names, titles. It's the same thing. It's mentoring. It's a teacher. Same thing. But be willing to learn something. See, you just can't, when you're mentoring somebody, you just can't tell them how it all goes. Now, I'm not saying withhold information. What I'm saying by that is sometimes you are learning just as the person that you're mentoring. Because each person that you mentor is different from the next person or the last person or the current person. And with each person being different, some mentoring programs that you develop, some techniques that you develop have to be tweaked a little differently with somebody else. You have some people who are just analytical. So that's where they want to fine-tune the logic and the reasoning and the sets, the things that they find within themselves. There are some people who are just more emotion sensitive. So you got to tweak that. And in the process of tweaking all of this, or tuning all of this, or attuning to this, you're changing as well. Because if you don't change, you can't help them affect the greater change if you're not changing. So you might want to look at innovative ways to communicate. Think of it this way. You're using communication to set up motivation, or communicate to motivate. Know what you want to communicate, what you want to put out there, and let this motivate them. But let it also motivate you, so that you have the energy and the drive, persistence, have the patience to deliver the message, deliver the teaching, have the awareness to be open, and be honest. Sometimes you can mentor somebody, they can ask you a question, you don't have an answer. It's okay to say, I don't have the answer right now. I'll look that up. Why? That lets the person know that you're a very powerful person. You're not letting your ego get in the way when you're saying, I don't know, I don't have all the answers. But I'll do some research and look into it for you. Or better yet, look into it with them. Let them do their research, you do your research, and then there's a commonality between the two. Or something grows out of that and becomes something brand new. Or something they overlooked in the past and just let it rest on the side. Now they can pick that thought up, that intention up, and utilize it, explore it. That creative element, they can now put it into motion. Be willing to exercise and erase. Or delete if you want. Get some rest if you desire it. And if your body calls for it, get the rest. That means if you're seeing weeks in advance that the body needs rest, start sleeping an hour later or go to bed an hour earlier. You see that the eyes are tiring, maybe don't be on the computer so much, maybe don't do a lot of reading, maybe get out into the sunlight, catch that vitamin D in your system. Let that energy lighten you up, energize you. Libra, everybody is listening and watching you very closely. Libra, some Libras, and this is just a generalization of my experience, some Libras are very good at teaching. But now, at this moment, everybody who's seeking information, it could be a close business associate, or it could be someone that you're mentoring, or that you're training. They're going to hang on every word that you say. They're going to observe you very closely. So all this means is get it together. You're on stage like a Leo. Get it together. People are observing you very closely. They're watching to see if your words match your actions. Do your words and your thoughts match your actions and your habits? Are you cultivating yourself like you're asking other people to cultivate themselves? Are you working to take better care of yourself like you're asking other people to take better care of themselves? Are you telling someone, mind your business, but are you minding yours? Are you tending to your business with yourself? So be aware that everybody around you is listening intently to you and observing you very closely. What they're looking for, and what I want you to look at, is the patterns of energies within your relationship circles. Doesn't matter. It can be your wife, it can be your fiance, your spouse, if you want to call it that. It can be someone that you're dating, someone that you have a close friendship with, or a looser friendship with, not as close, but it's there. Everybody is watching everybody. Everybody is listening to everybody. Now, if you are a parent, this goes deep for you, Libra. If you're a parent, understand this. Your child or children is observing you. And what you will find is that your particular child or children that you have, they become more parental. Why? Because they're waking up on the planet. They're getting stronger on the planet. The younger ones are getting stronger. The ones that have gone through their struggles, who've gotten on track, that have gotten on track, they are the ones who come back to you with purified lessons, purified teachings, more energetic teachings and lessons, and they're living them. You have to listen. That's important. The children know that they are right, not wrong. You're going to have to listen. Scorpio, become an independent thinker and communicate your ideas clearly. Communicate your ideals, which are your philosophies. Communicate your platforms, which are your foundations, without becoming or even being belligerent. Now, I say that because you can be belligerent with your words. You can say something that's cutting to somebody and don't realize it. So you have to pay attention. You can't let somebody get up underneath your skin, as we call it, push your buttons and get you excited, and then you're saying what you want to say in your heart the wrong way. This is something that you don't want to do. Why? Because right now around you, Scorpio, others are misreading your intentions. They misread them because they want to think about themselves first. So listen closely and be factual. In other words, pull out something of a detail that points to that for them and creates a greater awareness before you say something or are about to say. Present them with facts, everybody. Stand for what's right. What are you standing on and what are you standing underneath? Maintain peace through mutual respect. Now, this is Scorpio. You have to maintain mutual respect. You just can't say something and not be respectful. Then what you're going to say is not going to be taken in, right? And do it with unconditional love. Meditate always, and however you pray, do that too. Sagittarius. Children have messages for you, and you have messages for everyone else. But what are the messages that are coming to you? What are the messages that you're receiving? Because the messages that you have for others are also messages that have come to you. That have come to you first. And you've kind of sat with it. You may have wrestled with the message. You may have slept with the message. Had lunch, dinner with the message before you had an opportunity to bring it out. The Holy Spirit descends upon you or into your life with messages, Sag. And these messages sometimes from Spirit are directly for you, and others you'll know to share with others within your circles. Find those and use them. Find the messages, find out what they are, and then use the message. Plant them widely. Spread out your messages like seeds. There are thoughts and feelings in those messages. Plant those thoughts, plant those feelings. Cultivate and then harvest them right now. As soon as you see them growing, harvest them. Help children increase their self-value. Help your child, your son, your daughter, your school teachers, the children in your class, or adult children if you're teaching at college levels or night school. Help the children, help the students be better at what they're doing. Help them find their self-worth, their self-value, and then capitalize on it. Capricorn, you're good with the elders as well as younger people. So the dynamics are there. You are helping children as well, and you're going to help the elders, as in terms of the seniors. You're going to help them do what? Regain their dignity, regain their power, regain their integrity. Help others age gracefully and then become ageless. feel totally rejuvenated, new life. And as you have the keys to do this, more is coming to you to aid someone born in the current calendar month. See, right now for you, Capricorn, there are people born under your sign, sun sign, that need help. There are people that are born in the 8th month, which is August, Virgo and Leo. There are people born in the 8th sign, which is Scorpio. And there are people born on the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th of any calendar month. Those people you will be assisting as well. Aquarius. Live without fear. You think too much about the past and the past hurts and the past things that didn't work out. What about right now? What about what's in front of you right now, Aquarius? Now's your time to move into that new life, that new way of thinking and processing from this day forward, in this very moment. Do it now. Whatever your ideas are, put them on paper so you can see them, and then start putting them into motion. This is essential. Some Aquarians are doing it, traveling worldwide. Other Aquarians are meant to stay home locally, but they can refresh everything that you can refine everything. And I've seen that also. You can make it better. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, it's what you're doing at the moment. Pisces, you've started something new, and it's taken off. Keep expanding. Stay active. But don't let go of new opportunities. Don't let go of the things that you started maybe a couple of months ago to 6 or 7, 8 months ago, because those projects are still new, are still fresh. So you add them on to what you're doing now. It's all about balance, Pisces. Balance, 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 balance. Keep creating the old, refining the old, turning it into something new. That's like recycle. Recycle something. Keep using it. Keep this. Like, why? You just make it better. You don't waste anything. And you don't. When we waste something, it means we're taking on too much of something. You all do. We all have clutter around us. I occasionally have clutter, and I have to refine it and look through it and get rid of something that I don't need. If I'm using newspaper and I'm painting, I don't just take the paper and throw it out after painting on it. I reuse that paper. Put down a fresh bed of paper, take the paper that I painted on, flip it over, got a new surface. Keep going. Don't be wasteful. Stay balanced. Create the old and the new ideas together. In other words, create a better dance. Sometimes there's some special events and special opportunities that are unfolding. You want to be aware of it. So if you're balanced, you'll be able to see it better. You'll be able to see it faster. So get ready right now so that you are becoming more prosperous and having a greater abundant life ahead of you, and you're having it right now. This is happening to you at the very moment. You don't have to wait for the future to come. You're creating the future now. By what you're feeling, you're always sensing. You're creating it now. So you don't have to plan for a distant future. Do it now. Aries, you've been blessed with brand new opportunities. Welcome these changes, because when they happen, they are gifts and not a hindrance. Change liberates, Aries. Change liberates you from a mental state of well-being. Now, you are in a mental state of bondage. You're in a mental state of bondage called dependency. I got to depend on this person. I got to depend on, because can't depend on me. I don't have enough. Then you become codependent, which means there's something that the person gives you in a negative way that you even depend upon that, as you think that might be real. It's your daily movement now, your daily gift to be free, to be independent. This is essential for Aries. You come first. Yes, you have obligations, but the first obligation is to yourself. First law of nature, preserve yourself. So plan a new life based on your attitude and your gratitude. Create a new life based on your attitude and your gratitude. Taurus, this is a good time for you to review your life in general and then look at the past year. Look at your accomplishments in the past year. Then fine-tune it. Look at what you did in the past 9 months leading up to now. Fine-tune it. Look what you're doing for the last 9 weeks, the last 9 days, the last 9 hours, the last 9 minutes. Then lighten yourself up physically. Don't weigh yourself down. Create a plan and then move forward. Gemini, step lively now, but maintain balance. Love is on time in your life. It's the moment now. Love is an energy to itself where two people can come together in agreement, in alignment, in attunement. Business needs more work, but create the business like a relationship of enjoying the business. Keep networking. Do your projects. Do joint projects. Find somebody to do your project with. Someone who wants to work along with you as well. Then you got now 2 heads involved thinking about how a project can be. This will allow you to be more successful. Drop any complaints. Don't complain. Just release. No more worries. No more doubts. No more head games with others or yourself. This is the time, Gemini, to become supportive, be helpful, assist. Like a basketball player, the point guard sets up the forward, sets up the center, assists, gets the points. Teamwork. So, what is our grace key of remembrance, which is also our creative pathway of meditation for today? We're a little over an hour. We usually run 90 minutes, sometimes an hour. Well, is based on being more constructive. Number 13 is about being constructive and then creating a restoration point so that you can be constructive. It's like your computer. It goes through some glitches, right? So then you either work in a safe mode or you go to a point of restoration. You go back to a point before the problems took place on your computer. You find that restoration point and you go back there as if nothing ever happened. That's what it's saying. So you have to find out your restoration points. In order to use the power of the 13, you must find out what is it that you want to do. What is it that you seek to construct in your life? What is it that you want to maintain, transform, and then restore back into your life? You want to take something that works and expound upon it, build upon it. Let that works become a foundation. It had a foundation to begin with, and it was built upward. But now just don't build upward, build outward. Be different. Do something that's different, that will shed greater light upon yourself in that form. Maybe you're in a field that is competitive. Look at the athletes. Don't they have to audition, so to speak? They go to camp every year to do what? To try out for that position that they did well in last year. Right, to be a number 1 on the team. To be the go-to man or woman on the team. A son or daughter on the team. Winning that position. It just really means proving that they understand the position, that they can handle it, and they can handle directives as well as give direction from that. This is everyone's moment now. Find the power of the 13, but find the beauty that it presents. It's a number of transition and rebirth. Yes, some people, as I said in the early part of the program, some people come together and use that 13 to represent something negative. The things that stand a long time, pyramids, 13 steps, 13 levels, staying around for a long time. 13-step pyramids, around for a long time. So how can it be negative if these things were placed and we're in position to last beyond civilization. So we want to change everything up a little bit, change how we're doing things. So we have to be more constructive. We always have to build up and dissolve something. Take something out that's no longer needed, recycle that thing, and do something different. This is always happening in our lives. We're always releasing something. We have an opportunity to release, and it's called change. We have an opportunity to add something on or to shift, and it's called change. We're not stagnated, useless. We are willfully intention going out through our feelings, wanting to be. No one here is looking to be stagnated. No one here is looking to be unemployed. No one here is looking to be without money. What you want to do is realize every thought, every feeling, everything that you sense has the potential of giving you more of an opportunity to create more in your life. For you, and for your loved ones, and for your family and friends, for your community. Change comes to move you forward. So the power of the 13 is the power to what? To be in the moment of transition, the act of moving from one level to the next, one realm to the next, one dimension to the next, one point to the next, and be consciously aware of it while you're doing it, which then causes you to consciously remember how you did it, and if you need to make a change in the doing of it. So this is important. Then your heart's got to be there in it too. You have a change of heart. You have to change your attitude so you can reach altitudes. Change your attitude so you can reach altitudes. Then you see the ALT, the alt, to alter something. In other words, to change how high you're going, change how deep you're going, change how wide you're going. Change, 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 alter, willfully alter your direction. You're in control of it. 13 is a reminder to you that you are the key. You are the center. You are the hub. Either life in motion so that it activates you, or it slows you down from getting to go on another path. Or life keeps on moving. It's ongoing so that you have a opportunity, not a chance, not luck, but you have an opportunity to change lanes to move into your right path. When you're driving down a freeway, interstate highway, a turnpike, you have to change lanes sometimes, right? But you change so there's safety for everybody. What? For the highest good when you make change a lane. Highest good when you get off the exit. Highest good if you're staying down the road just going for a drive. Highest good. Remember this. Every feeling that you have, whether you are aware or not, is drawing events, people, places, opportunities onto and into your path for you. Thoughts from that point are modeled after your feelings, and your words and your habits are refining your thoughts and your feelings. Each element directly programs you. So then you have to reprogram yourself. It all happens based on what you are sensing, which turns into a feeling. Now you are all spiritual, sentient beings. What does this mean? Spiritually, you have gathered, accumulated a lot of light. This is why you're a spirit. You've got a lot of light. It can be seen. You're sentient means you can feel from which direction something is coming toward you. Even if you can't sense it's north, south, east, west, northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest, but you can sense that it's coming. It may come from underneath or from above, or from within, or from without. But you will sense the exact direction in which it's coming. And if you're sensitive enough and empathic enough, you begin to see the images or feel the images as they present themselves to you. And then you are this being in the presence of God. The nature of God is also inside of you. So, you can either react, which means you can think about it, then act on it, or you can just feel it, which is the action itself. When a thing feels good, when an event feels good, a relationship feels good, a meeting feels good, we're usually in direct contact, in alignment, so that we can embrace that energy, so that we can move forward. So here's a sample original creative path work meditation. This is something that you can do with your eyes closed during a meditation, or have it as a walking meditation. Or maybe you like to walk a labyrinth, or just walk. Starting with this day that you view this, from this day forward. If you're going out today, if you can, if it's not too hot for you, I want you to pay attention to what you are feeling and how it feels to you, what you are feeling. Explore it in that moment, in that present moment. How am I feeling, and what is it that I'm feeling? Then next, pay attention to where the feeling appears. Is it on the surface of your body? Is it on the inside of your body? Is it 3 feet away from you? Is it 30 feet away from you? And be aware when it happened. In other words, when you hear it, you're paying attention to when you got this energy. You pay attention to it. And then you'll know why. Because after you know what, where, when, and how, why is easy. Well, you might state why ahead of time. I'm doing this because. Why becomes that. Why am I feeling this? Or why do I want to feel this? Or why do I know it's coming from that direction and not that direction? So you want to look at these things distinctly. We find that these 5 questions do one thing. These 5 questions have you look at the one source and then resource it. As you look at the one source, you look at the divine source from divinity, divine guidance, and then we're able to link back into it, like the gas station, refuel ourselves, resource ourselves. You can do this again, like I said, in the seated meditation with your eyes closed, eyes slightly open. Or you can make it as an interactive kind of meditation. It's a journey, like I'm doing it here, but I'm explaining it to you first. Or go out and experience the reality of it outside of your residence. Pay attention to what you're seeing, because what happens is your 5 physical senses can be utilized. You know your 5 physical senses are important. This is where our health comes into place, and we can have better balance. Then you become more sensitive through your sight, through your hearing, through your smelling, through your tasting, through your touching. And at least, you need at least 2 of those to verify whatever your experience is. If you're wide open, all 5 of them are in motion to verify a situation. And when all 5 of them are functioning at a greater height, automatically, if 2 to 3 of them are functioning, your 6th sense kicks in. Your 7th sense, your 8th, your 9th, your 10th, your 11th, your 12th sense, it all kicks in. And then you see yourself, know yourself as a spiritual, sentient being, handling and digesting, radiating, resonating, embracing light in all of its infinite forms. So I want you to use that as an exercise when you go out later on today or tomorrow, or especially leading up into Independence Day. Pay attention to the subtle nuances that you pick up through taste. Is your saliva bitter or is it sweeter? Smell. Hearing. Seeing. Touching. Sensing. And then that sixth sense, being psychic, or you being intuitive, being an empath. All these are intertwined together. Well, thank you for viewing webcast 188 for the Circle of Grace 1 for Sunday, July the 1st, 2012. This is the eve of the 13th anniversary for the Circle of Grace 1, which started on July 2nd, 1999 AD, under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence, and then 10 years later gave birth to his own Spiritual and Metaphysical Institute on February 7th, 2009, called the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance. Well, if you want to join me next time, I'll be here on the first Sunday. When that date appears, that should be August the 5th. I'll be here so you can participate and see this. In the meantime, review this program as many times as you desire. If you want to be in contact with me about the Circle of Grace 1, about the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance, about my own mentoring programs, or maybe you want to speak to me and get a spiritual consultation. Maybe you live out here in the New Mexico area where you can meet me, right here in Albuquerque. Well, I want to thank you for always being supportive and watching my programs. I take it seriously and joyfully that many people can tune into these programs. I was doing them on another channel, 2 other channels. I decided to do it right here so you can get it. Go to my website, http://circleofgrace with the number 1 at the end, .net, and catch some of the updates or see some of the other things I've done there. You've got a lot of different segments that you can click into. Or come right here to www.ube.com/circle of grace with the number 1 at the end, and travel through the channel, see what I have. Maybe look at some of my favorites. It's okay. Look at some of the favorite videos that I have here. Some of the things I watch, some things I find throughout the internet intriguing. Maybe hook up with some of the subscribers to my program here. If you want to email me, you can send me an email to iam.circleofgrace with the number 1 at the end at yahoo.com, or iam.circlegrace1@gmail.com, or Bishop Francis, written as one word, Bishop Francis @circlegrace1.net. Or you can leave a message at http://circlegrace1.net and go to the contact link that you see on the right hand side, the right hand purple links. Go on any one of those and click contact. You can send me an email right through there and I'll get it. You can listen to a special spiritual meditational decree, prayer. At the same time, you can call this same number 7 days a week, as many times as you want, 24 hours a day, and listen at this number, 505-717-4722. You can listen to 505-717-4722. Or you can Skype me at 973-685-5978. Let me do that again. 973-685-5978. Well, Independence Day is coming up. Be thankful for what you're being independent for. Love somebody. Give someone a hug. Press someone's hand. Shake their hand. Be thankful. Be appreciative of family that you have. Your soul family that you've been linked with for such a long time. Well, I would like to thank you for coming out and watching this program. We've been on for about an hour and 20 minutes and 20 seconds and counting. And as I said, I'll be back. Now, you haven't seen some of my Wednesday programs. I've been doing a lot of artwork these days, but I do plan to put 1 or 2 shows up for Wednesdays on and getting back to teaching the science and the art of prayers, affirmations, meditations, and decrees. And you'll see some of those listed up here. I've just been doing a lot more work, which is cool, a lot more creative work for myself and the people that I'm meeting out here. Well, until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing, as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. See you next time.